Well, it looks like we finally got our Graffiti X in, and I'm not gonna do what all the other YouTubers have been doing because this has been out on the market already, being reviewed by everybody. I'm gonna make my own spin on it. I'm basically just gonna get on this, go have some fun with it, see how it feels in traffic, because that's normally how I ride. I wanna show you the e-bike mode as well. Wanna see how the brakes work, see how the battery life is, and some stuff that I like and some stuff I don't like. Some things that I haven't seen anyone show you guys yet is that you can take this key, and it's probably gonna come with 2 keys, I assume, when you get it, but there's this little panel on the side. And a lot of reviews are saying that this seat is very like wonky and almost about to come off. Well, that's because there's a latch under here and it's a little hard to get working. But once you get that off, you can see the controller down here. And by the way, it looks like there's a connection that this isn't connected to anything. So I don't know where that's supposed to go. I don't know how this bike is supposed to be. It's not brand new. It has like probably hundreds of miles on it already. But that's cool that you can access that, and then you have these screws right here, so if you need to get the controller out, you can take that off. It also looked like a BAC 4000 in there, but I'm not sure if that's what they're gonna have on the final production. All I know is that it's a 60-volt e-bike with a 40 amp hour battery. The controller is pushing 80 amps, and we have a 3,000 watt hub motor on the back, and it peaks at 7,200 watts of power. And we have a belt drive system, so you're not gonna have any issues with a chain. You also have adjustments right here on the suspension. Nice motorcycle tires right here. These things are beefy, and we can go off-road with them as well. Some 3D printed parts right here. Like, this is 3D printed, but I'm pretty sure the final production will not be like that. This looks like a Rev 1 light right here. If you guys are interested in the Rev 1 bikes, you probably already know that. And then up here, we have a 7,000 or 6,000 lumen headlight up front. This thing is ridiculously big. It's the same light they use on their other Graffiti bike as well. So if you buy any other Graffiti bikes, it comes with that headlight. This one though comes with turn signals, which is super nice. It comes with turn signals front and back. But without further ado, I'm just gonna get on it and have some fun and ride it. I know this bike has some regen features on it. This button right here acts as a hazard light, but it's not on, so it's not gonna work like that. But without further ado, I'm gonna put it in mode 5. I noticed a lot of YouTubers had it in mode 9. I don't really like having mode 1 through 9. I like the fact though that you can customize every single level. So you can have 50% of the power in, say, mode 3, and that'd be 50% of the power at 3,000 watts. But if you do put it in e-bike mode, which uses this button right here, it's only gonna use 50% of the power in mode 3 on, I think, like 750 watts. So you're not gonna have that much power if you do that. So I think if you ride this as an e-bike, you have a bunch of different options you could do, but if you also ride in off-road mode, you have a bunch of different power levels as well. This is e-bike mode right now in the highest mode. And you can see that we are barely chucking along. Now they say that you could probably get about 60 miles of range, somewhere around there. I'll put it on the screen, which I think that is doable if you put it in e-bike mode. But if you take it out of e-bike mode and go into off-road mode, you're gonna get roughly 35 to 40 miles of range. And I love the fact that they're realistic with their range numbers and not saying you're gonna get 100 miles out of this thing when using all the power possible. We have to see how this thing goes uphill. And I'm starting at the bottom, but I'm gonna hit it full out. It does pick up power, I wanna say, after 20 miles an hour. I wanna say 0 to 10 is kind of slow. 10 to 20 starts picking up. And then after 20, it just feels like a boost mode kicks on and it just hauls ass. All right, here we go. So it's 30, 40, 48, 49. My speed meter is really trying to catch up, but I think we were doing about like 42 to 45 coming up that thing. This is definitely a quick bike. This is no slouch, man. This is for adrenaline junkies. But I like the fact that if you don't really know too much about bikes, then you can definitely have it in e-bike mode and you can go so much slower. You can even put this thing at like 100 watts if you really want, and this thing will barely move. It actually might be harder to keep the bike upright because it weighs like 97, 96 pounds, which is crazy for a bike like this. I thought it was gonna weigh a lot more, but I am very surprised that they kept this thing under 100 pounds. That is amazing to me, I think, that they kept it that light, because normally when we do these 60 or 72 volt e-bikes and we custom make them, and we do the BAC 4000, which this one has, and a BAC 8000, or we do the Kelly controller, Sabaton, whatever, they're like 130 or 140 pounds, and I'm just amazed on how they got this thing so light. Something I normally like to do on my e-bikes when I'm in the bike lane is pedal to get up to speed, but I can't do it on this bike. You're either pedaling or you're on the throttle. It doesn't allow you to do both. So when I throttle it and then use the pedals, it actually converts to the pedals and your power all goes away. So I have to actually go pick up speed without pedaling, or to let people know I'm a bike, I pedal backwards. And I only do that to be courteous so people don't think I'm on a motorcycle in the bike lane. Fucking idiot. Very dangerous out here. I don't know what I would tell Lyric Cycles if their bike got smashed. Thanks, people. Thanks. Thanks. God, man, you gotta be so careful out here in the streets. But one thing I'm noticing on this bike is I started with a full battery charge, and when I get on the power, it's pulling so much power out of it, then it starts going into the yellow. Like immediately, I've only got like, ow, ow, ooh. Yeah, that was rough. That was a big pothole right there. I've only put 5 miles on this thing and it's already going into the yellow under full throttle. But wow, all right. It feels kind of stiff for me. I don't know why. I love the seat, but it feels stiff. All right, excuse me. Time to use a horn remote. All right, let's pass all this traffic while we pedal backwards. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. This thing is cool. We should take it on the freeway. I'm just kidding. Whoa, we're going against the wind really bad right now. I want to see how fast we can go. Oh man, the hard cut. Now it's going into the orange. What the heck? That battery bar is dropping quick. All right. So one thing I'm not a big fan of, and it's already starting to hurt my hands, are these grips. Not a huge fan of these grips at all. They're really, really big and bulky, and my hands are small. And I don't know, I don't like them. I want like some smaller, flatter grips, and I want something that's actual like rubber that like rubs off on my hands, you know, it feels really good. All right, turn on this street so we can get away from some of the wind. And what I want to do is I just want to use the regen. All right. Yep, it's putting 4,200 watts back into the bike. Now I wish it had like a minus symbol on there because I know I'm not using the power, so I'm not using 5,000 watts of power when I was braking. But I wish it would go negative to let you know what's going on with that. So let me try to show you that again. See, watch. Like my power right now is like 47. I let off. It goes completely to 0. Barely use the throttle for regen, and I'm getting 4,200 watts back in the battery. But I don't know what that means. Let's see how well the brakes work. Whoa, whoa. All right, all I did is hit the front one. That's my bad. I really just wanted to see how one worked, but I hit the wrong one. All right, let's do both of them. Oh, yeah. Damn, these are some good brakes. Wow. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say $4,000 is a lot of money. Here's what I want you to think. The only bikes that were like 60 volt is, I know there's like one mountain bike, but it has nothing on this thing, like at all. Like the powertrain, the big battery, nothing. But I know that the CTY2 from Onyx, that was a 60 volt. That was still expensive. Still didn't have a big battery like this one has, unless you upgrade the battery. And I just feel like, you know, you can get a Sur-Ron or a Talaria, and those are about the same price as this thing. And this thing looks unique. It's actually pretty low for 5'9". My feet, when I put them down, they're bent. They're not actually extended. This seat is lower than the original Graffiti. And I have both of them in my garage, so maybe I'll try to do a video and have them side by side so you can see that this one's actually lower. It's sitting on like 16-inch wheels with motorcycle tires on it. It's badass. Like, I kind of like how this looks. It's not like everything else out there. And I feel like the Talaria or the Sur-Ron, they're cracking down now, and I really think that you're gonna get in trouble with those bikes. Compared to riding something like this, it's inconspicuous and it has pedals on it. What the hell's going on here? Come on, people. What is this truck doing? What up? Not much, man. I didn't know you guys were having a little bike ride out here.
Yeah, we're just chilling, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah, the e-bike.
How's it going? Yeah, yeah. Prototype.
How fast that thing go?
50 something?
Okay.
Yeah. I ended up in a bike ride, apparently. Thanks, man. I've seen a few other YouTube videos and I've noticed that a lot of people comment on this thing about how nice it looks. And yeah, I mean, in person and videos, it looks badass. I gotta say though, in person, it's smaller than you would think it is. Like, it's still not like a small bike, like a foldable bike or nothing like that. But it's definitely low and tiny. I thought it was gonna be real big. The pictures and video make it look pretty big. But still just a fantastic bike, looks great. You don't have to get in this blue color if you don't want. There's many other colors on their website. I'll have links down in the description, just like every other YouTuber. You can use mine if you want. They aren't giving any discount codes out, so unfortunate, I can't help you guys out with that. But I don't know if I would still want to spend $4,000 on it, cool. But with the crackdowns, like I said, of the Surons and Solaris, it does worry me that it's probably better to get something like this. And I seriously think the coolest thing about this bike is the fact that you have e-bike mode and a regular mode. So when I was riding with those guys right there, I should have put it in e-bike mode because none of them are probably gonna be going over 20 miles an hour and I could be saving my battery. And then if I see a cop or something, still leave it in e-bike mode and then take it off and go as fast as I want to stay up with traffic. There's no bike lanes all over the place. Like, there's some roads that have no bike lanes and it is very sketchy to share the road with traffic. A lot of people just don't pay attention, as you've probably seen from my video already. I gotta say though, so many people have been on this bike, I don't wanna give the wrong impression, but this is not the most comfortable bike I've been on. I know there's a lot of adjustment and I rode it with it on slow and I rode it on fast, and that's for the rebound. And it's just not that great. It's not terrible or nothing, but I feel like it could be better, but it definitely feels like a heavy-duty machine. Like, it's made to take those bumps and not break on you, or the frame's gonna crack, or your suspension's gonna fall out over time. So I like that, but oh, whoa, oh shoot. These roads are terrible out here, what the heck? Now, I do like that the bike is quiet because of the direct drive hub motor, but I don't like the rear sprocket in the back. I don't like how you can hear it. This is the sprocket that I used to have on like my older bikes, like my BMX bikes and stuff, and you like to hear those little gears on the inside. I don't like hearing that when I'm riding this thing. I mean, it does make it sound more as like a bike and stuff, but I would rather just be completely silent. So right now I'm trying to hold 30 with the throttle only, and with the bumpy road and me just trying to hold on to it solid, I can feel the bike like pulsating, like trying to pull me away. Like, it wants to get in power, but then it doesn't want to stay in power. A domino throttle would have been cool on here. I don't know what throttle they have on this thing. It looks like the same ones that I get in my 72 volt kits that I always just toss because I like thumb throttles. But Lyric has moved all their bikes to full throttles. I haven't put a lot of miles on this bike yet. I've only done 12 miles. I'm not fully in love with it, but I definitely like the smooth power that comes in. I like how fast the bike is overall. Just, I don't know what to say. It's just a lot of money for someone to spend. And even the original Graffiti, if you want that one with the dual battery setup, you're still looking at like $2,600 to $3,000 depending on what you do. Do you buy this one over that one because you get so much more power and a bigger battery, and this one is much more safer for being on the road to get out of the way of traffic and whatnot, and this one will grow on you over time as you get used to it, where the other one you're going to get used to it super quick and then you'll probably be bored with it after a few months, and then you'll want to upgrade, and then you're going to be spending the money on another bike anyway. So I'm kind of in between. I don't want to say like, yes, go out and buy it, like it's great. It's cool, but man, still pricey. All right, at least I was doing 26 miles an hour, so we're not gonna get caught with that. What the heck is going on around here? Should I just go through this? Yeah, we're going through this, even if there's cops behind us. All right, this is where e-bike mode would come in handy, but you know what? I'm just going to pedal and it will go up to 20 something miles an hour, just leave it. And then after this, we'll break out the off-road mode, but I gotta make sure there's no cops behind me first. All right, cool, we good. Let's go, baby. Whoa, all right, we gotta be careful. People will not hear you coming. They will just go out in front of you. I haven't even tried out my horn yet. Oh, damn, okay. We get a real horn on this bike. Way to go, Lyric. Finally. all bikes that go this fast need to have like actual horns on it. Now I can scare some people under the bleachers. I love it. I love it. That horn's great. And then here's my headlight button. And the cool thing is, I noticed when it was sitting in my garage that you could turn the headlights on with the bike off. And the headlights were on. I was like, why are they not turning off when I turn the key off? But that's because you can still use the headlight button, which I thought that was kind of cool. So I have done 13.76 miles so far. I've been out here for roughly almost 40 minutes. And I am down to 60.6 or 60.5 volts. I haven't ridden a 60 volt bike, so I don't know exactly where that's at, but if I'm going off of the battery indicator, it looks like half. But if going off of what the website says, mixed riding, I would say, especially if you're going fast most of the time, 35 to 40 miles. But if I was in the bike lane here and there, I could see me going like about 40 to 45 miles if you're not always on the throttle everywhere. So I think we're still good for now. I'm not too worried about it, but if I was hauling ass everywhere, then yeah, we'd probably be limited to like 35 miles, and I probably wouldn't want to push it anything over 30 miles. I'd probably cut it, so that would be our halfway point right now. But I think we have about another 5 miles to go until we're probably at our halfway point. But again, I'll put the thing on the screen so you guys can see. Again, I said it was like 60.5 volts, so you guys have an idea where my battery's at. Me, I have no idea. Wide open road, baby, let's go. Let's pedal backwards while we hit 49 miles per hour. Let me see if I get lower and tuck. No, still 48, 49. Oh, 50, there we go. 50 miles an hour, we're in the red now. I am a little worried about cops, which there's one right there. And I'm also worried about someone taking my key, like coming up, just pulling it out. You know how bikers do that to people, hitting the kill switch. Someone can just come and take my key. I'm not a huge fan of bikes that have keys. I like the NFC or the push button and then use the NFC, kind of like the Talaria XXX. Not a huge fan of the key, especially the key being right here. It's not like it's in the way. I just don't like seeing it right there. All right, hopefully we're recording right now. Oh no! Oh no! The bike cut out on me. Uh-oh. I don't have any power anymore. What the heck? Hold on, let me turn it off and turn it back on. What's up with me getting stranded on these bikes lately? I don't even think I can go around this car. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Excuse me. Dang. Come on, man. Come on. Okay. All right, well, we have an issue on this bike, and I don't know what happened. So I'm going to have to pull over here real quick and see. But it ain't moving. It ain't doing nothing. It says 24H. And I don't know what that means. I don't have a manual for this bike. I don't know if the motor's overheating or the battery like had a hard cut on it. And it's like, nope, you ain't going any farther than that, which is an Onyx thing too. I didn't like that. So you can't always use your battery going as fast as you want. The only way I was able to get this working was I had to disconnect the battery, and my camera has been dying as well. I didn't bring an extra battery because it's so hot out here. I think it's slightly over 100 right now, and I need to keep moving. Look how slow this thing is in e-bike mode, which is crazy. Does not go that fast. This is kind of sketchy. You got to deal with like all this stuff right here. If I was able to go faster, I could have beat that car. But I think I'm going to kind of limit my power real quick. I might go up a little bit more because this is too slow, but I can't go super fast on this thing. All right, let's go to 2. Okay, 2 seems a little better. There we go. I at least want to get to like class 3 e-bike level. Man, what the heck? This happened on my last Lyric Graffiti review. I killed the battery and we got left stranded. This is great. This is great. Well, on that note, guys, the bike is dead. The motor feels like it's locked up or something when the power's on. If I turn it on, I'll show you guys. I don't know if it's a heat issue or what, I'm exhausted though. Well, let me see. You guys can see that on the screen, 24H. I just contacted Lyric to see what they were gonna say on what that is. I don't know if the motor's messed up or again, if it's just too hot and needs to cool down. But that would be a design flaw. They have so much power going to this motor and it overheats like that because it's a hot day, don't get me wrong, but it's not as hot as it can be here. So on that note, I'll finally let you guys go. I just wanted to give you guys an update that I'm gonna be pushing this thing home for the next mile and a half, unless I can let the motor cool down if that's the actual issue, because I have no owner's manual, and then try to get home because I wanted to shoot more videos with this bike. So we'll just see if it's actually broken or just overheated. This is fun. Loads of fun.